So being a top CEO is all about operational excellence. Only 4% of all business people will become in that top 4% of CEOs who run their business really well. They have great systems and they have amazing processes. They understand people are the foundation of a great company. If you're a one-person business, you need to get to 2. If you're 5, you need to get to 6, 7. If you're 15, you need to get to 16, and so on and so on. And it's almost impossible to become a great leader if you're not a great operator of your business. Let me say it again. It's almost impossible to become a great leader if you're not a great operator of your business. Just the truth. So you must start to drastically care about how the business is being run and how you can make it more efficient. It's critical, folks. You see, when a business is not being operated well, it lacks consistency, and the majority of business owners, they can't even see that at all. So Steve Jobs was a good leader, but he learned to become a great manager. See, he had a coach that taught him how to become more detailed in everything. Now, of course, he was greatly detailed when it came to product, but the rest, he was not that good at. You see, most people just have a product or a service and they're not creating the things that they need in their business that actually builds the brand. But they actually think they are, by the way. So when I sit down with people I know who make like big money, 200 million, some of my mentors, and that type of level of business, they're not talking about marketing. They're not talking about social media and these types of things. They're talking about how the business is being operated. Everything you do to enter that top 4% of the best CEOs in the world, the best run companies in any industry, means you have become very detailed at everything you do. The truth is, most small business owners, they can't see the hidden costs. They can't see the money they're losing from not building and operating their business properly. Does that sound maybe like you at all? Maybe. So they kind of think very linear. They can't see that top level brand and how it actually maps back to their business objectives. So most businesses will just always flounder, they kind of putter along, and they never get the traction that they truly deserve. Now, it comes down to this. How good is your skill set at operating a business? How good is it? Answer that question. Now, the internet keeps now making everything a commodity, which means that you only have one thing left, and that's brand. And when you operate the business well, you're building brand. You're building brand well. If you don't become obsessed with learning how to become the best CEO of your business, the best operator, then you're going to struggle. You must become obsessed with this. This is how you get your business to the next level. So if you have, say, created great systems and processes, and everybody wants to get into them, that's when you know you're operating a business good. It's simple, but it's not easy to execute. So if you can't pull out all your systems and processes and policies and playbooks, then you have a floundering business. When you can't see the internal inefficiencies, how do you expect to grow? You can't. Now, the true difference between a business doing okay and one that is really going to grow is what? Documentation. Period. You always hear business owners say, well, it's hard to find great people. No, it's not that hard to find great people. However, when you're running a business that has no processes and systems and it's not documented, then nobody can perform at their best, no matter even how talented they are. So that means you don't attract A players because you're not an A player. So here's a great example. If you don't have a process to find, to train, to hold retention with people, you're losing so much money. Now, we even, as a company, take things much higher than that. For us, it's about emotional onboarding, growing and developing our people. Our systems are built for humans, to keep humans, to treat them like humans, and not just like a job. You could say that our company is filled with compassion. Now, another great example in every industry is you lose about 20 to about 70% of newly acquired customers in the first 100 days. So the financial fallout of losing this money is like enormous. And most businesses don't even have any clue how many customers they're actually losing. I got that one like all mixed up. And yet most businesses spend time, money, and energy trying to what? Always find new customers. They're always looking for this, and this is the highest cost in business. You see, most businesses don't have strong systems that work to turn loyal customers into like loyal fans, advocacy. Of course, there are many areas in a business that you have to master to grow it, but a business all has to sync together in order for the business to have great growth. But I would say that if you master the people skill of bringing people together, inspiring them, and making sure that they deliver, you'll win the game of business. Of course, you need a good process to make a person accountable, and you need a good process of how you're going to lead them. I mean, do you even have a process of how you're going to lead your people, which is like almost business 101? You need a process of how you're going to do one-on-ones with them. You need a process of how you're going to run a team meeting, which, by the way, learning how to execute meetings will be your number one most effective thing to scale a business. So let me stress this. It's for any size of business that wants to go to the next level. So there are areas that you need processes and systems to operate effectively. Now, what are they? Sales, marketing, operations, finance, human resources, and management. And after this is done, you should have a big book or a system management software where everything goes into. Now, this is your entire business. Like, this is your foundation. This is your business Bible. It's your go-to. Also, you should understand how to drive project management. Now, these two things are separate. Now, if you're a one-person business, you can get away with just system management. But when we were smaller, I ran system management and I ran project management. So as in a business, you have many projects going on, and you have to understand how to drive those projects, how to delegate, how to measure, how to track, and so on, how to make sure that you get those projects finished, get them executed. So in the end, you should have a central system for everything. And whoever comes into your business then can go into this central system and see the processes and know exactly how your business is running. There's no other way for a business to build and scale except how to do this. You must get this correct. How many systems for growth do you really need? I would say 6 to 10 to really drive a business, meaning this is like the 80-20 rule. You have to find the most important ones that will drive that entire organization. Remember, this is where the true money is at. However, inside the systems, your processes should be built around people. And like I call it, a people before profit business model. Now, this is how we build our stuff, and this is how I believe that now you can gain the competitive advantage in the marketplace. You're not going to win on your product or your service, which everybody seems to think they are. You see, when you create great processes and you create great systems and you create calendars and strategy, now you win. People can know like our strategy as a company, but we don't have to tell them our tactics of how we're getting there. This is kind of how you beat your competition. A matter of fact, the only way to scale a business is through strategy. And 95% of business owners don't even have a 30, a 90, a 6-month, a year strategy mapped out. Also, you don't have a strategy unless you know how you're going to overcome the obstacles to get to those goals. So this is a process of its own. This should be mapped out in a calendar, and tracked so you can see what is working, what is not working, and what you can keep doing and what you can stop doing, or where you can go back and make it even better. So most people, when they operate a business, or they just even say open a business, they just think that the business is just going to operate on its own. It does, but it's not highly efficient and it's not built for real growth. So this is the most important part you need to understand when building a business. You must become obsessed with becoming the best CEO in your industry and start looking at every little detail in your business and see how you can make it better and create more efficiency and build a human brand, a people before profit business model, and you will dominate in your market. You will, guaranteed. So sit down, take some time, and look at your systems, look at your processes, start to create them, see what you have working and what you don't. Also, if you go over to our site actionsofcompassion.com, I have a video that talks about humanizing your business, and I think you'll really enjoy that one. So go out, enjoy building your businesses, but do it smartly, do it strategically, and do it so it's a people before profit business model to gain the competitive advantage in the market.